The biome I will be discussing is the desert. The desert is one of the most interesting biomes on Earth because it exists in all seven continents, either as a cold or a hot desert. Even though this is an extreme environment, life still exists there in many forms. The desert we will be focusing about the most in this presentation is the Sahara Desert, which is located in the northern Africa continent. This desert used to be mostly grasslands 10,000 years ago, according to David Wright, environmental archaeologist. Pasture animals had eaten all the grass, leading to desert's growth due to destruction of vegetation over thousands of years, and it's still growing. The climate of the Sahara Desert is different in different locations due to its size. The northern part of the Sahara Desert is dry and subtropical. The highest temperature reached here is in the summer at 136 degrees Fahrenheit. During the winter, its highs are around 55 degrees Fahrenheit. The southern part of the Sahara Desert is an arid tropical climate. Average temperatures are usually lower than the northern Sahara. The Sahara is a hot desert and is formed by a high pressure system called the Hadley cell. This process is where air rises and cools and moves north and south from the equator until it reaches the 30 degrees either north or south, where it drops and sinks. This air is cold and dry, so no condensation forms, creating the arid landscape. The Sahara Desert has a wide variety of topographic features, such as sand dunes that are 15% of the entire desert and can reach 600 feet high. Mountains in the southern region, the highest being Mount Kusi, a dormant volcano in Chad, which is the highest point in the Sahara, reaching 11,204 feet. The lowest point in the Sahara is in Egypt, which is 436 feet below sea level. Since the Sahara is so sparse of vegetation, flash floods happen often during the raining seasons. Desert soil, known as arid soils, form in locations where demand for water by the atmosphere and the vegetation is much higher than the precipitation rate. The precipitation rate in the Sahara ranges from 0 to 3 inches every year, some locations not getting rain for multiple years. Even though the Sahara Desert is a harsh, arid environment, life still finds a way to live there. In the Sahara Desert, there are roughly 500 plant species, 70 known mammal species, 90 avian species, and 100 reptile species. All these species have adapted to the arid environment with low amounts of precipitation. Camels are one of the most recognizable mammals on Earth and the Sahara Desert poster animal. Camels have adapted well to the desert environment, storing fat in their humps, which they can use either for hydration or energy in between meals. Camels can go more than a week without water and several months without food. Plants have adapted as well to this arid climate by having long roots that can reach water below the surface, and their leaves are shaped into spines to minimize water loss. The most arid parts of the desert have no plant life, but oasis areas, like the Nile River, there are palm trees, shrubs, and tall grasses. Climate change is an issue affecting the Sahara Desert in a strange way. Instead of hurting the desert, it's actually helping it grow larger. The Sahara Desert has grown 10% since 1920. Deserts increase in size during dry seasons and decrease in wet seasons. However, due to climate change, the wet seasons are shorter and less wet, so deserts have been growing more. 1/3 of the Sahara Desert has grown from human-made climate change effects. One of the solutions proposed is to install wind farms and solar farms. Wind farms would be great for generating clean energy and reducing greenhouse gases in the area. Also, an added benefit of wind farms is the turbines will bring warm air to the area, causing more rainstorms, doubling the precipitation over wind farms. A solar farm in the Sahara would create 79 terawatts of energy. This would allow more large-scale projects to the cities nearby.